The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it, back at it. You found The Local Show, and if you're here, then we are too. Well, where else could we be, right? Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah,
I don't know,
in a strange way.
Yes. So I'm doing the show today without Steve, which is probably why you're still here listening, and because my good friend Rick Gary is here. And Rick Gary, a radio star as well as a TV star and all that. Was it tough for you to make a transition over to TV, because you come from the era of radio where you had a face for radio thing?
Exactly.
Right?
That was the problem. I had to put makeup on. And for some reason it kind of, I developed that, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
Radio was fun. Radio was fun because it was a theater of the mind.
Yes.
Because there were no pictures.
Yep.
You get to TV, you got pictures.
Yeah.
And so it was, I don't know, maybe easier to tell a story with pictures, but radio is fun because you can develop that in your mind. And that's. And
you came from the era of radio when it was super hits of the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And all that great music.
I don't know what it is now.
Right? That's right.
I don't know what it is.
Number one song I remember, 1976, the Starland Vocal Band.
Yeah.
I can remember, I could hear your voice back then.
Yeah, it was great.
Starland Vocal Band.
Great stuff, yeah.
Anyway.
Afternoon Delight, I think.
Yeah, Afternoon Delight.
And I like that, Afternoon Delight.
Yes. Absolutely. Sheila Ohstrom is back with us. She is the founder of the Living with Dementia Conference. How are you, Sheila?
I am good. And it's funny he said about that. I always say I have a body built for radio.
Well, my doctor told me he wanted me to donate my body to science fiction.
I love that. So thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, Sheila.
I appreciate it.
Sheila, you've been in the dementia space for a long time. Tell us what your conference is about, and most importantly, tell us when it is.
Sure. So Living with Dementia CNY is a nonprofit that really kind of took full shape this year. Our conference will be in the end of October this year, and that's kind of how the whole nonprofit started, was me doing that conference and then deciding that, we need to do more than this for people in our community. So we put a board together, and we have Living with Dementia CNY. We cover 7 counties, so Onondaga and the surrounding 6.
Yeah.
And our mission is to help caregivers who are taking care of people with dementia and other cognitive impairments. So there's 3 things that we're doing right now. One is we provide support and resources. So if you don't know what to do, we can be a call or an email and can kind of help you get started in the right direction. Secondly, we have a caregiver virtual support group every Tuesday morning. And then thirdly, we're doing caregiver summits, small caregiver summits in every county. We had our first one in Herkimer a week and a half ago, and it was so well attended. It was just amazing. And the purpose of those small summits in each county is so that people start to understand who we are, what our goal is, and to give them a moment of peace during that time. Because right now, the grants that we have starting to come in are going to help pay for respite care for these caregivers.
Give me the good news, bad news. I know that we had the gal, and I'm going to forget her name, who is the executive director of Alzheimer's.
Oh, Kate Flannery.
Yeah, Kate. Kate's been in a couple times. And she was saying that there's some new drugs, some positive things happening, but yet still Alzheimer's and the different types of dementias are on the rise. So it's kind of like...
Yes, there's a lot to that. That could be like a whole show for your
Right,
2 hours. There is some promising advances in medicine. The biggest thing is early detection with different types of cognition issues. Dementia is the umbrella term, and Alzheimer's is one type.
Yeah.
So there's many different types. And getting an early diagnosis is really the best thing you can do, so that if there may be an opportunity to help you slow that down or improve the outcome. Yeah. So that is one of the pluses.
Is dementia more for older, like 70s, 80s people, or does it go lower?
Not necessarily.
Well, you got a guy like Bruce Willis. Look at that poor guy.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he
was young. Well, he can't be much more older than me. I'm 62. He's got to be like 65 or something.
So they're seeing Alzheimer's and more specifically some other types of dementias at much younger age. With Alzheimer's, you have early onset, and that can be, 50s. I've seen personally lots of frontal temporal Lewy body type dementias in 50s, and they're usually very aggressive and very fast and very difficult. So there is definitely more awareness around it. I think people actually know more that they have a type of dementia in the past where they just didn't.
What are some of the signs that you might know that you're coming into something like dementia?
So with dementia, there's a lot of signs, but some of them are losing your keys and not being able to retrace your steps to find them. Turning on the TV with your phone and answering the remote instead of the phone. So those are simple signs. Awareness of time and space, things of that nature. But with our nonprofit, our goal is to help people be able to, caregivers are very isolated and very stressed. And the biggest problem with that is they don't get help, and caregivers generally will pass away before the person they're taking care of because they stop taking care of themselves. So our mission is to really help caregivers and make sure that they get enough help so that they can be strong.
A caregiver can be a family member as well as a professional caregiver, right?
Yes. In the family caregivers, a lot of people who are family caregivers, they just don't have help.
Yeah.
And their person may have a lot of behaviors, so they don't get to go into a facility because they don't have a facility who can handle the behaviors. So the family's stuck dealing with all this, and that's very much a challenge.
Is the conference only one time a year?
The conference is once a year, and it's in October.
Okay.
So the conference will be, we'll have more information on that coming, but we have a nationwide speaker that we're firming up that's going to be coming that is it'll be a wonderful event that we'll have.
Is there a cost involved?
There is a cost.
Okay.
Yep, and it'll depend on our sponsorship levels that come in.
Yeah.
But we generally keep it very low, around $50
How about a cost for the service that you provide?
Well, it's a nonprofit. We don't charge anything for what we do. No.
Right. Okay.
But a good question for you to ask me would be, well, how can I donate to your awesome nonprofit?
How can we donate? How about that? Yeah.
So Living with Dementia is primarily funded, by donations and funding from personal people that are out there, businesses, and grants. We're having an event coming up. It's kind of geared for women, this particular one. It's called Purses, Plants, and Prosecco. And
I remember that didn't you do that last year?
No, this is new.
Okay.
Last year was putts and paddles and pancakes.
Right. I knew there was some alliteration there.
Yeah, we're going to have that again in September.
Yeah.
But Purses, Plants, and Prosecco is going to be held at Rocky's Pub in Liverpool on May 12th from 5 to 8. And you have an opportunity to win some awesome Kate Spade and Coach purses.
Very nice.
So if you're into those, you're set. And we have a wonderful sponsor, Carrie Dalton from RD&S, which is Renucci, Dalton, and Schenck. They're certified public accountants, so we have them. And on our website, you can donate at any time. Or if you want to be a volunteer. And our website is livingwithdementiacny.org, or you can call us at 315-220-0720.
Beautiful. Sheila Ohstrom right there, founder of the Living with Dementia Conference. Thank you for being here, and thank you for what you do in the community.
Thank you.